Cleveland fans, I feel like I needed to come out here and just give you a little more encouragement. This is your team. This is a good team. This is a good team. And I think you need to realize that this is a good team. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. And the reason I'm saying is because I want to make sure it sticks. You're 11-6. And I'm going to show you a video here in a little bit that I think is just such a classy gesture. And then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into why I think it happened and why it's even more important than usual. But this is a team that was 11-6. This is a team that was out its 2 starting safeties for the back half of the year. This is a team that was without its 2 starting tackles. Arguably, tackle being based on pay, the second or third most important position on an NFL roster. It is massively important. You were without your quarterback that you're paying a large amount of money. You were without your star running back, the running back that has been the single best running back in the game over the last 5 years. And yes, I really do believe he has been the single best running back in the game for the last 5 years. You are without all of that, and you still went 11-6. This is a good team. And then there's kind of this scene, and I'll just play a little bit of it here in a tiny box for you, of your GM. And he's sitting there, and he's doing a great job, and he's just thanking every coach, every player as they walk by, telling them good job. And it's one of those things where you could be like, all right, there's a reason for this. All right. And no, people aren't exactly happy as they go by, right? People aren't happy, but he's sitting there thanking every single one of them. And why is he thanking every single one of them? Because this is his team, like it or not, going forward. This is the team you are going to have to get along with because your salary cap situation won't allow you to do anything else. This is it. When you go, and this is over the cap, I'm usually a Spotrac guy, a Spot Track. I don't know how you would pronounce it, but their website's not working. This is over the cap, and this is kind of nice. You get to see a lot of different stuff. This is how much dead money and cap savings you make, depending on if you keep or cut certain players. All right, so I just wanted to make sure here that I'm going to get a little bit bigger for you. For example, Deshaun Watson, if you got rid of him, you would lose all of it because his money is fully guaranteed. Amari Cooper, not so much. All right? You'd lose 11, but you'd earn 12. You know, Denzel Ward, you'd lose $18 million over just letting him play because he's got some fully guaranteed. There are a lot. The point I'm trying to make here, Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller, David Njoku, Delvin Tomlinson, all right? Okoronkwo. A lot of these guys, Grant Delpit, have very much guaranteed contracts. And it was very interesting to see how Andrew Berry kind of has put this team together over the last few years. This is a team that was put together in the draft, but also in free agency. And money was spent. They paid a lot of the what I like to call Cleveland or Detroit premium. And if you're not used to this channel, we're Lions fans, but we love the Browns. They're our Erie brothers. We were hoping for a Lions-Browns Super Bowl, okay? We were. It just didn't happen this year. There will be a year, all right? I'm telling you. But the Cleveland Browns, I just want to create more excitement because you have this entire team coming back next year. And they will be healthy. Your major contributors are locked up if you want them to be. Deshaun Watson, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, all right, Jack Conklin, Jedrick Wills, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, David Njoku, Delvin Tomlinson, Newsome, Pochich, Delpit, Thornhill, Smith. Like these guys are locked up. They're locked up. Now, your team cap space is already at negative $12 million, so you're going to have to do some things. And as much as I hate to say it, when I'm going down here and I'm looking, it costs you $4 million, but it saves you $12 million with Chubb. rather than paying him $16.2 million. You can almost guarantee there's either going to be a restructure or Chubb is going to walk. All right, that's the way that's going to go. There are some difficult decisions to make. Amari Cooper, you save half of it. Probably one more year here, but $23 million is a big number. What are you going to do? Can you find something somewhere else? And then after that, it's a bunch of small numbers down here of savings. A bunch of small numbers, so you may as well just keep them. All right, you may as well just keep them. So this is your roster next year outside of what you do in the draft and what you're doing on the fringes of the free agency market. You have 45 players. You are going to add 45 players before training camp, one way or another. Whether it's undrafted free agents or whether it's in the draft, whether it's players coming in cheap from free agency, whether it's poaching off of practice squads or other teams' cuts after training camp. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go on. The question is, do you trust Andrew Berry to make those moves? And the answer should be yes. With the depth that you've shown this year, with Stefanski's ability, with Schwartz's ability to show that they are able to take what is seemingly not a lot of talent and have a ton of success with it, you should have confidence in what this team is doing. And you should have confidence that your best players will continue to bring this team forward. All right, we all talk about the difference in the drop-off from Chubb to Ford, and Ford looking, like for holes. How good of a running back is he? Running back, I hate to say it, is usually the easiest position to fill. And I'm not saying Nick Chubb's easy to fill because he's unbelievable. But you can have a good run game. You just need to get your offensive line healthy. That's what you have to do. Look to the Lions. We had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs both almost rushed for 1,000 yards. And it's because they're running behind a phenomenal offensive line and because they have talent. The Cleveland Browns will have a very good offensive line next year once everybody's healthy. All right, and then life will be nice and cushy for Deshaun Watson as well. So I just wanted to come out here one more time and say, Cleveland, congrats on a good season. I know it stinks losing in the first round of the playoffs. I get it. The Detroit Lions had lost 9 first-round playoff games in a row. I understand that. But here's the truth. Your team played extremely well down the stretch. The fact that they made the playoffs and made it going away where they could even rest starters going into the final playoff game with all the injuries that happened on this team are crazy. And I will say one other thing. I'll probably do another video on this at some point. The fact that they lost the way that they lost, your defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, is a very good defensive coordinator. And I know him well, head coach at the Lions, did great work with the Eagles. Like, he's been a D coordinator that has done a really, really good job. He's good. And the way in which you lost will probably, put some water on some of the sizzle that has been his name. And so he will likely stay around as your defensive coordinator. I think this whole coaching staff is staying intact. You do a great, it's a phenomenal job coaching, yet it's staying intact. That's a big deal. That continuity is going to be really good. Look for the Browns to come out red hot next year. I'm excited to see what they do. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for all the offseason news, rumors, and all that kind of stuff for the Browns and more. See ya.